Yo. Right now we're going to talk about weaving in ends, which is like probably the most annoying part of knitting, but it means that you are pretty much done. This is a sample, so it's not a finished thing, but generally when you're weaving in ends, you do it at the very end and you are almost finished. Okay, so I'm just going to show you through. I think I probably should have said this at the beginning, but there's no one right way to do anything in knitting. So I'm just showing you the ways that I have found the easiest. And so if you look at the way that I weave in ends and you're like, no, or you give it a try and you're like, that's weird, and you Google another way and that works for you better, then that is all good. You could let me know because that would be cool. And I could try it. But yeah, there's no one right way to weave in ends. There's a few different ways. This is my favorite. And this is on a stockinette stitch. So this would be the front. So you always weave it on the wrong side, obviously. You use your darning needle with a nice big eye. You pop it on. So this is me weaving in the shaping. So this is where shaping of a neckline. This is where I would have added a new bit of yarn so that I could continue shaping my neckline. So what you're going to do is you're going to get your darning needle and pop it on, and see, this is where it's coming from. So I quite like to pull it downwards so it kind of pulls it nicely in here, but you might be weaving in an end like this, and just be aware of kind of the direction you're going, because that will alter the look of it on the side that you want to be showing. So I'm going to be coming downwards a bit, so that would make me choose a certain step. So these are our purl stitches on this side, and essentially I'm going to go in and out of purl stitches. So just finding a loop. You're not going all the way through, you're finding a loop and you're pulling through, and then this loop. So you're kind of choosing a row and you're going to go back and forth on the little loops. 1, 2, 3. I do about 3 or 4. Oop. 1, 2, 3. And see, it is kind of invisible. You're just following the weave, really. Oop. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's about what I do. And then you're gonna go down the next row and do the same, just to make sure it's secure. 1, 2. So you're going to kind of going back on yourself, but not on the same row, on the row next door. And there we go, to the end. So you can see that's where you've woven in your edges, and this is on the wrong side. On the right side, you can even tell, and that is the magic of weaving in ends. And here you would chop about there. So you don't want to chop right on the edge of where your last stitch you went through. You want to give it a bit of space, and sometimes it can still pop through to the front side and you just push it back in, but this is kind of the best way. I don't have scissors, I don't know where they are. This is the best way that I like to weave in my edges, and you will be doing this all around your thing. You might have it like down here, you'll have some, but obviously these will be seamed together. So on a rib stitch, this is actually a good example to do. If you're weaving in ends, so that was on a stockinette stitch on the wrong side, on the purl side. On a rib stitch, it's really just about following one of the patterns that's on this wrong side. So here's my edge of my row of knits, which on this side will be my row of purls, but on this wrong side is the row of knits, and I'm going in and out of that. So the same way I would a purl, I'm going in and out of my knits. Might do the whole row. Hopefully I'm doing it so you can see. Don't want to catch anything. And then I go back down. So I'm going in and out. So I'm kind of just following the pattern of the knit stitch here. Down I go, down I go. Oop. And again, you'd probably go to about there and chop it off, and see you can't even tell on that side. So that was weaving in ends on a stockinette stitch wrong side or on a rib stitch, and that would be at the bottom of your garment. And babes, or people, or folks, that means that you are pretty much done on your amazing garment. So fucking yeah.